Hello, hello. Today, let's talk about something that might make you squirm a little. Love in leadership. Yeah, you heard me right. Love in leadership. I know what you're thinking. Are we going to be talking about office romance, or are we supposed to start hugging our co-workers and having kumbaya parties? Nope. No awkward group hugs, I promise. For many, these two words don't seem to belong in the same sentence, especially in the corporate world that often prioritizes performance over people, efficiency over empathy, and results over relationships. There's a question that has bothered me for some time. Why does the idea of love in leadership feel so uncomfortable? Why the raised eyebrows and smirky smile when I mention more love at work? And, I feel that we should be challenging that discomfort. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might just start seeing leadership in a whole new way. Now let's start with why love feels out of place at work. We've been conditioned to believe that professionalism and personal connection shouldn't mix. Somewhere along the way, we were told that being a good leader means being rational, objective, and detached. We've been taught that emotions, especially big ones, as love, are a sign of weakness in business. You just can't go there. Don't you think it's crazy that we praise leaders who are passionate, but we avoid using the word love for what they do? We admire leaders who deeply care about their teams, but we hesitate to call it love. We expect leaders to build trust and collaboration in their teams, but we resist the very thing that makes those bonds real: the openness, the empathy, the genuine connection. So in my book, More Love at Work, I share a story about the most inspiring leaders I have ever met, Dr. Konji Sabati. She led with love, not the fluffy, feel-good type, but the strong, empowering, deeply human kind. She listened. She believed in people. She believed in me before I believed in myself. And let me tell you, her leadership wasn't weak. It was transformational. So what does more love at work really mean? Love in leadership doesn't mean grand romantic gestures or sentimental stuff at team meetings. And it's definitely not about shouting, "I love you," after way too many drinks at the company end of year party. Real love in leadership is about showing up in a way that genuinely values people. Here's what love actually stands for. In my book, it stands for listening, openness, values, and empathy. Listening isn't passive. It's at the foundation of trust, not just waiting for your turn to talk, but really hearing people. Openness doesn't dilute authority. It encourages collaboration, and it creates space where diverse perspectives aren't just tolerated but welcomed. And leading with values doesn't make you soft, it makes you respected. It takes courage and strength to lead with integrity even when it's hard. Empathy doesn't lower standards, it raises them. When we understand and respect the human experience of those around us. These aren't just nice to haves, they're the foundation of real leadership. And they connect to something really crucial: a leader's internal fitness, their growth EQ. I've developed the powerful new growth EQ leadership model that is shaping the future for leaders. It provides practical steps that combine a growth mindset with greater emotional intelligence to help new and emerging leaders gain unshakable confidence. Let's be honest, leading with love doesn't just happen. It takes work. And that's where the Growth EQ leadership model comes in. Because if you want to lead with confidence, clarity, and connection, you need to build that internal strength, that internal fitness, so that you don't get knocked over every time a challenge comes your way. And here's some tips on how to do it. So, step 1, growth. Your mindset is your choice, so choose wisely. Reframe the negative mind chatter and use positive affirmations. Yes, they really actually work. Step 2 is EQ, emotional intelligence. Commit to understanding yourself. Learn what triggers you. Practice mindfulness, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, and let go of your fears that are holding you back. And step 3 is leadership with love. Actively listen so your team feels heard, and build the trust and transparency through your openness and authenticity. Live your values, because your actions speak louder than words, and genuinely care, because empathy isn't a weakness, it's your strength. Let me show you why Love and Growth EQ is your leadership superpower. Organizations that embrace love in leadership perform better, retain talent longer, and create cultures where people thrive. And here's why. Because people stay where they feel valued. Employees don't quit companies, they quit managers who don't care. If your leadership style says, well, I acknowledge your presence, but let's not get too personal, then don't be surprised when your team just checks out. You will also get more engagement and innovation, because when people feel safe and heard and appreciated, they naturally contribute more because they trust that their ideas matter. And very importantly, especially in this day and age, resilience grows in a culture of care. Tough times will come, but companies that practice love in leadership recover faster because their people feel supported, not burnt out. The time to shift the mindset is now. Love is strength, not a weakness. If love in leadership feels uncomfortable, it's because we've been taught to see it as weak. Yet the strongest leaders aren't the ones who control with fear. They're the ones who create environments where people feel safe to contribute, fail, learn, and grow. And that is what Love and Growth EQ leadership is all about. And it all starts with you. So if you've ever thought love has no place in leadership, I challenge you to think again. Imagine a workplace where people feel deeply connected, where there's trust instead of fear, and success is measured not just by profit, but by the impact on people's lives. The future of leadership is human. Will you be the one to bring more love to work? So let's stop treating love like it doesn't belong in leadership and start using it to lead with greater impact, influence, and confidence. So today I have a question for you. What's one way that you can bring more love into your leadership? If this video resonated with you, and if you found it valuable, hit like and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And subscribe for more leadership insights. See you in the next video, and we'll dive even deeper into what it takes to lead with confidence, courage, and of course, a little love.